Lorain High, let's welcome our veterans. Please stand and welcome our veterans. Thank you. You might be seated. Good morning. First, I want to welcome my veterans to Lorain High. They've been with me all week this week. Thank you so much for your service, and thank you for coming to Lorain High. We have the honor to have you this morning. And I want to thank all the teachers, students, and parents. We have some parents show us up this morning. Thank you for coming and support our veterans. And you're going to enjoy a nice presentation by our great teachers, Mrs. Hall and Miss Chandler. And this time, please stand for the posting of the color. Okay, you may be seated, please. You done? Okay, our next presentation will be, oh, first of all, let's give our choir a great hand. They did a great job. Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Chandler. Okay, our next presentation by the drama student under the direction of Miss Wendy Hall. Let's give him a hand.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sierra Folks, and I'll be reading The American Hero by J. Robichaud. The American hero always comes through to capture our hearts with a spirit so true. Some proudly are soldiers who march in harm's way, ensuring our freedom courageous they stay, while others come forth as civilians so brave, determined in purpose, so steadfast to save. We should always keep clear a place in our heart, for each has a value beyond precious art. Their duty to country will not be surpassed. Please honor their courage, for some it's their last. We live in a world which can be hard to bear. Thank God for these people, how greatly they care. Do ponder new heroes and what they will face, and pray for their safety no matter their place. Our heritage brings out the best we all know. Our great book of heroes is destined to grow.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jennifer Soto, and I'll be reading Veterans Day by Cheryl Dyson. On Veterans Day, we honor all who answer to a service call. Soldiers young and soldiers old fought for freedom, brave and bold. Some have lived while others have died, and all of them deserve our pride. We're proud of all the soldiers who kept thinking of red, white, and blue. They fought for us all and all our rights. They fought through many days and nights, and though we may not know each name, we thank all our veterans just the same.
Hi, I'm Miro Rivera, and I hope you're all having a good day today. I'll be reading Americans in Strength by Roger Robichaud. Americans in strength unite. This union born in freedom's light. United States, how sure we are. We'll pull together near and far. The world can see of what we're made. Each state is of the highest grade. Determination, filled with pride. Our people's will won't be denied. Our founding fathers said to say, the road we traveled to this day. A quest for right cannot be wrong. With help from God, we will stay strong. Support our troops ranks number one, for the job they do is never done. When forced, they put it on the line. True patriots, when called, they shine. Let's raise Old Glory with a cheer, and thank all soldiers, past and here.
Hello, I'm Terrell Brown, and I'd like to ask you to direct your attention to Miss Schindler's Choir for another musical selection.
Let
Okay, I'm Terrell Brown, you know, and I'll be reading An Open Letter of Thanks to Veterans by Kyle Ann Shiver. In my opinion, our American military veterans have really gotten the public shot for nearly 40 years, so I'm determined to put in my 2 cents worth for anyone who cares to read it. Let me start by simply saying thank you. To every man and woman who preserved my liberty this year, and for all of you who have ever proudly worn our nation's uniform, I say thank you. Today I read a book, which I bought from a bookstore a mile away from my home. There are more books in that Barnes & Noble than once filled an entire library, and they present the independent thought and ideas of thousands and thousands of people living free. For this weighty privilege, I say thank you. Last Sunday, I attended Mass with my family. We worshiped God in the exact manner of our own choosing, and I am sadly reminded that there are millions of other people still suffering dire religious persecution, even death, doled out by government that do not respect the inalienable rights to all my American soldiers, past and present. I say thank you. Our daughter went to college classes today. There she studied and argued with professors. She is hammering out her own views of the world and safety. And with the dignity of a free woman in charge of her own destiny, to all of you veterans, wherever you are, she and I say thank you. For the dozens of freedom that we ordinary citizens have enjoyed every single day of our lives in America, we are grateful to you. We take it for granted. You know, and you only express our thanks one day a year, and I am ashamed of that, truly ashamed. We hardly ever stop to even consider the sacrifices you have made and you are making this very day in faraway places. With scant comfort, if any at all, and yet you don't complain. You just continue to serve and demonstrate genuine love for us every day. Day in and day out, in danger and fatigue, in strange places all over the world, we are more in debt to you than we will ever comprehend. I am ashamed of my countrymen who denounce you, call you despicable names, who tell the world you are criminals. These scoundrels don't deserve the freedoms for which you risk your lives, but the truth is that none of us deserve what you do. And it is also true that unless one has been in battle, one does not truly understand the depths of your passion for liberty. To families that have borne no soldiers, you are an enigma. To cowards, you are a shaming presence, a constant reminder of their weakness. To your parents, you represent both the mountaintop of pride and the deepest valley of concern that mothers and fathers can never know, ever know. And to most of us ordinary citizens, you are unseen, underappreciated protectors of all that we hold dear. I have lived in America all my life, for 56 years now, and every single night when I have laid my head upon my pillow, you were somewhere watching over my safety. For every single one of those nights of peaceful rest, I simply say thank you. You serve and fight for the greatest nation in the history of civilization. There has never been a grievous wrong that good Americans have not sought to rectify. There has never been a just cause on which America has turned her back for long. You, our soldiers, have continued to be the greatest force for freedom and human rights ever gathered. You have raised our flag around the world, not for domination, but to bring greater liberty and better way of life. You are the reason America remains a beacon of hope to the entire world. You seek neither glory nor riches, not even fame. You are our best, our brightest, our bravest. Please always know that even when we don't show it, we love you. We appreciate you and we thank you. And we will never forget you or forsake you. Now I'd like to have everybody direct their attention to Miss Schindler's Choir again for another musical selection. I believe so.
Teach us
Thank you, Mrs. Hall. Thank you, Ms. Chandler. Thank you so much. Give me a hand. Great job. Thank you. Okay, and this time I want to recognize our principal, Mrs. Conabear. Please give a hand. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Okay, our next presentation will be the POWMI ceremony. Some of you have seen it before, and I know everybody's going to enjoy. Those of you who have not seen it, please pay attention to the table in the front here.
Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, the Lorain High School Army Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps Honor Guard, under the command of Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Louis Maldonado, will now present the Prisoner of War, Missing in Action, and Killed in Action ceremony. The members of the Honor Guard are Cadet Command Sergeant Major Jacob Quinones, Cadet Captain Danya Alvarado, Cadet Captain Danielle Price, Cadet Captain Amanda Marrero, and I'm Cadet Major Samantha Hensley. I have been given the honor and privilege of introducing and acknowledging this table representing and paying tribute to all the prisoners of war, missing in action, and killed in action. From all-American involvement in World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Grenada, the Persian Gulf Desert Storm, Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan, Operation Iraqi Freedom, and more. Many of you have looked at this table and wondered. Let me explain. This table, set for 5, symbolizes the frailty of the prisoners against their oppressors. Remember, the tablecloth is white, symbolizing the purity of their country's call to arms. Remember, the single candle displayed in the center of the table is symbolic of the families and loved ones who kept the faith, waiting for the return of those so dear to them. Remember, the red ribbon tied so promptly on the candle is reminiscent of the red ribbon worn upon the lapels and breasts of many thousands who bear witness to their unyielding determination to demand a proper accounting of our missing and the return of all Americans left on foreign soil. Remember, the lemon on the bread plate reminds us of their bitter fate. Remember, there is salt on the bread plate, symbolic of the tears of the families as they still wait for their loved ones to return. Remember, the glasses are inverted. They cannot toast with us this afternoon. Remember, the chairs are empty. They are not here. Remember, all of you who have served with them and called them brothers and sisters, who depended upon their might and aid and relied upon them. Remember them, for surely they have not forgotten you.
The story must be told of valor and bold. So let them write it down in history. A young soldier cries for his comrades who died, fighting for a cause they believed. But nobody's seen or heard a sound. There was no parade for them downtown. We found the last patrol standing by the wall of fallen heroes. Tell their mothers that their sons are marching in the sky. Tell them that they're soldiers of the cloud. Please tell them so they know. Tell them that they're soldiers of the cloud. The wounds will never heal, and the feelings that they feel left a scar for all the world to see. But the eagle always flies for the men who fought and died, and it flies for all eternity. But nobody's seen or heard a sound. There was no parade for them downtown. We found the last footpath standing by the wall of fallen heroes. We tell their fathers that their sons are marching in the sky. Tell them that they're soldiers of the cloud. Please tell them so they know. Tell them that they're soldiers of the cloud, standing by the wall of fallen heroes. Tell their parents that their sons are marching in the sky. Tell them that they're soldiers of the cloud. Please tell them so they know. Tell them that they're soldiers of the cloud.
Good morning, veterans, families of veterans, teachers, staff, and students. My name is Cadet Major Samantha Hensley. On behalf of our superintendent, Mr. Thomas Tucker, our principal, Miss Diane Conabear, and the Lorain High School Army Junior ROTC Honor Guard, under the direction of First Sergeant Sam Obici, we would like to thank all the teachers, staff, and students for attending this special event into honoring our veterans. Monday, November 11th, 2013 was Veterans Day, a special day our nation has set aside to honor all those who have served and those who are still serving our nation's armed forces. In 1954, President Dwight D. Eisenhower signed a bill proclaiming November 11th as Veterans Day, and called upon Americans everywhere to rededicate themselves to the cause of peace. American revolutionary Thomas Paine wrote in his pamphlet, Common Sense, "It is not in numbers, but in unity that our great strength lies." Those words are as true today as they were in 1776. The unity that is America springs from one cause, freedom. Generation after generation, Americans have stepped forward to defend our freedom and to preserve the founding principles of this great nation. From Valley Forge to Vietnam, from Kuwait to Kandahar, from Berlin to Baghdad, these patriots have stood watch over America's peace, and when necessary, they have borne the cost of our nation's wars. Currently, there are more than 24 million living veterans. They are among our nation's finest citizens. They have served our country and continue to care for our veterans and our communities. Throughout our presentation, we will honor all the veterans for their solemn pledge to defend our freedom. We thank them and their families for their example of service, personal courage, and sacrifice. We pledge to uphold their legacy by teaching younger generations about their role in securing the blessing of liberty and about how the veterans' courage and sacrifice has shaped our nation's history. In addition, we would like to thank and remember the United States Armed Forces for their families, for their dedication, sacrifice, and service to our country. Let us remember those deployed on foreign soil, in harm's way, and standing watch on point for our nation around the world. Please pray for our servicemen and women for their safe return home and continue to support them in their mission in the global war on terrorism and protecting our nation's freedom. This concludes our presentation. Thank you for coming. Have a nice day. God bless America, and let us never forget.
Thank you. What a great job they do. Okay, and this time I want all the students and staff, please, one more time, stand and give our veterans a great hand and thank them for coming. Okay, students, please be seated. Okay, hold on, please. Be seated, please.
Students and staff, and again, welcome veterans for joining us today and being a part of the ceremony. But I'd like to give First Sergeant Obici a big round of applause because he does so much for our community and our school, and we are so grateful to have him here at Lorain High School. So thank you, First Sergeant.
Thank you, Ms. Conabier. Okay, this concludes our presentation. Please, students, please be seated until our special guest here, our veterans, depart the building. And I will tell you, you got to go back to your class, of course, and as soon as they walk out of the building. Again, let's give them a hand. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. Proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS. To purchase a high-quality copy of the program you just viewed, please call Lorain City Schools Television at 282-8400.